afternoon. Um, the host for the day, Deepanath Mukherjee, is joining in. He's got some technical issues in joining in, and warm welcome to NSHM. We would wait for a few more minutes and then start the session. It's nice to be meeting all of you, Suchita, Guhata, Kurta, Rohit, Ajanta, Ayendrila, and Rahul. We'll just start another 5 minutes. Um, it's good to be connecting. I guess, Deepnath, this session is happening under the umbrella of NSHM School of Life Skills. We have, apart from the regular education that the students receive at NSHM, we also ensure that the students get the 360-degree learning of improving their personality, skills, and various aspects which would make them successful in whichever career they take up. So we have 5 centers under the NSHM School of Life Skills. We have Angan, which is the Center for Performing Arts. We have, I am Dr. Saujanya Pudi. I head the center for NSHM Center for Language and Communication. We try to groom, train, and shape up students. Apart from the regular language classes, we do offer foreign language classes for them. We have the Center for Innovation and Incubation. Under that department is where we have today's session, which is, we had an interesting session this morning. We have the Center for Wellness and Sports. We have a Center for Social Action, which deals with the CSR initiative. So it's wonderful to have you all here today interacting with our students. The morning session, we had about 5 speakers moderated by Ms. Komal, who's also a successful entrepreneur, where these students were given insights into how to shape up and mold their entrepreneurial skills to be successful, and how do they satisfy their hunger in the belly of wanting to be successful entrepreneurs. So today's session is going to be a very interesting session, the post-COVID take on the hospitality and industry. Deepnath, are you there? Deepnath?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. So
Can you hear me?
now I hand over the proceedings to Deepanath Mukherjee. Thank you so much. Yes,
Thank
Deepnath.
you, madam. Yeah, good morning, all. I'm Chef Deepanath Mukherjee. On behalf of NSHM Knowledge Campus, I welcome you all to this opening episode of the much inspiring TAG webinar series. And in this episode, we are dedicated to travel, tourism, and hospitality worlds. NSHM Knowledge Campus has been a pioneer in management education in Eastern India and has been involved in changing lives for the betterment of young, aspiring professionals about more than 2 decades. It started its journey in a very modest way, only with 15 students, and has engaged in a steady and illustrious climb over the years to become one of the most preferred educational destinations in this part of the country. With 2 sprawling campuses and over 6,000 students as of now. With numerous awards and accolades, this like the Economic Times Best Education Brand, Best Educational Institute of the Year by Bengal's Pride Award, United Kingdom, ASSOCHAM Best Education Group in the East, Gold Category Institute in AICTE-CII Survey, ABP News National Education Award, CSR Journal Excellence Award, and NAC accreditation, to mention a few. NSHM has grown in leaps and bounds to become a niche educational destination with a steady vision to become a knowledge hub of global excellence. Currently, NSHM is offering 67 undergraduate and postgraduate courses under 7 schools across its 2 campuses. But School of Tourism and Hospitality has been the launching pad for this illustrious journey, from where NSHM had embarked on this journey of education. Hotel management has always been the flagship course under the banner of NSHM and has been able to produce more than 3,000 stalwart alumni working in the capacity of directors, vice presidents, group general managers, head of departments, and entrepreneurs across the length and breadth of this globe. With numerous awards and recognitions like Top Hotel Management Institute of Eastern India, ranked consistently among top 10 hotel management colleges in the country. CSR Award for Best Hotel Management Institute, IATA accreditation, and an entry in Limca Book of Records, School of Tourism and Hotel Management deserves a befitting brand as one of the finest hotel schools in this country. Having said so, it is time to introduce now our esteemed speakers for today's webinar. Today we have Madam Sucheta Guothakurta, a seasoned professional from the tourism industry who has been a rather pillar in well-known travel houses like Akbar Travels, Peerless Travels, etc. And she's an authority by herself in this field. It's the privilege to have Mr. Rohit Malhotra, a prolific leader in sales and operations, having successful association with leading companies like GE, Vodafone, Reliance Communication, and hospitality giants like Marriott, Radisson, and Oyo. We also have with us Chef Rahul Davale, an alumnus of Oberoi Center for Learning and Development, and presently working as Executive Chef Marriott International Mumbai. He is a very accomplished figure in the hotel industry, and I very well know this personally, being a chef by profession. Our fourth speaker for the session is a young, talented lady from Guwahati, Madam Ajanta Bhura, the co-founder of Spoke Hub Cycling, an exciting bicycle adventure startup. Her cycling business today stands at one of the best in the country. We welcome you all, sirs and madams, in this very exciting webinar. With this, I wish to hand over the honors to the moderator for this program, Madam Anjila Datta. Again, a very talented journalist working for top media houses like Times of India, Dainik Bhaskar, India Today, just to name a few. She is a wordsmith by nature, and now I hand the honors over to her for the rest of the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm audible, right, to everyone?
That's
Thank you. So I quite like the discussion that we are going to have today around the travel and the hospitality industry, because I guess everybody is talking about it. Whoever knows this industry, who has been an avid, let's just say the avid traveler or goes out to eat, we know this is the one of the worst hit industry that we are seeing in today's time. So that absolutely fits the bill when we discuss on what's happening, what is the way forward, how uncertain, how good or fortunate, or what are the roadblocks we'll be facing. So I would like to start with Ajanta. Hi, Ajanta. How have you been?
Hello. Hi. I'm audible, right?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay.
Are you,
Yeah.
are you connecting? Are you connecting with us from Assam?
Yes, I'm connecting from Assam, and presently we are under lockdown. So
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, so I'm from Noida here. So Noida has a weekend lockdown. So it's just kind of, I guess every place has their own way. So starting with you, Ajanta, this whole bicycle adventure thing that you came up with, which you're a co-founder for, how did this whole idea of adventure travel come to you? I mean, why was this whole adventure travel? I mean, if you can just little highlight about it.
So as a person, I have been an avid traveler since I have been a kid. So I mean, I'll just go back few years back. So even like while I was doing my engineering as a student during my summer breaks or winter breaks, I used to travel to a few places whenever I used to get a time. So after my MBA, as I started working, so I became more independent. I had more disposable income. So all my weekends used to be more about traveling. And my travel used to be like the kind of travel that I used to do always used to involve some kind of adventure. So be it scuba diving, be it cycling. So I guess it was inbuilt in me. And after say around 4 years of working, so I had taken a break to do a backpacking trip to Europe with my friends. So wherein I had rented out bicycles there and done a bike packing trip. in few countries. So over there I realized that like since I'm from Guwahati, so Northeast is a very beautiful place.
Absolutely.
So it opened up my eyes as in why don't we do something back there at my hometown, So after I came back, I started traveling more in Northeast and capturing all these travels. So we generated a lot of content. So it was more of a passion project. And what happened is we saw like many people were interested once they saw our videos and pictures. And also we had a fleet of bicycles. So we then started renting out those bicycles and taking small group of people. And that's how then gradually one step at a time, then 3 years down the line, now we are an adventure startup here in Guwahati. We take people out for tours and travels across Northeast now. So that's our story.
That's interesting. That's like, I guess you're making a lot of people fitter and better. Trust me on that.
Yes.
When you take up to cycling, I mean, that has become a big thing. Are these cities are also having these cycling groups, and I see my friends and all joining and then going. There are a lot of them in Calcutta these days also. But yes, thank you. Moving to Rohit, how goes your day for you? How have you been? How's the lockdown treating you, Rohit?
Yeah, very good. So I'm basically from Gurgaon.
Oh,
Currently, I'm in Chandigarh. I've come down here once the lockdown got open, and I've been here for last 1 month.
oh, that's
But
nice.
I'm trying to be indoors only because that's the way we are supposed to do. We have to maintain social distancing. So this is the best form to talk to people
True.
and you can contribute to the society, not going out and trying to keep everyone
Absolutely.
safe. Around.
I don't know, this is a little off the topic, but I just figured out that somebody told me in Chandigarh, there's someone who has come up with a Chawanprash pancake and he's actually doing good business. So maybe, I don't know, since everybody's talking about immunity, he's actually started that, a Chawanprash pancake.
Thanks
Well,
for bringing it to my notice. I'm gonna do a Google after this, and I'm gonna try it out.
yeah, try at your own risk though. I'm just giving you the disclaimer.
Sure. Thank you very much.
So Rohit, I see you have a 22 plus years of experience in the industry across different genres and different areas. So, and now currently that you're with Oyo, and Oyo is extremely into traveling with rooms and hotels and everything. So how do you feel the whole idea of travel, of rooms, booking of rooms, of hotels will change going forward or has changed? What is the thing that Oyo is strategizing for themselves? How are they moving forward?
Yeah. So correctly said. I've worked for different organizations, different companies. And it's been quite some time. It's been like 2 decades, moving from one industry to another. And last 1 year I've been associated with Oyo. Oyo is not a total hotel company or a tourism company kind of a thing, but it's a technology-driven company.
Yeah.
What we are trying to do is Ritesh has a vision that we have to have an affordable rooms, or people whosoever are traveling should get the affordable rooms, and the room should be neat and tidy, and in India everything was disorganized. So he had a vision to organize this particular sector, in which he was quite successful. In his first year of operation, he had only 1 property, and then probably they scaled up to only 5 properties. But right now, as we speak, we are more than 10,000 properties across the globe, and we are present in almost like 80 countries at this point of time. The expansion happened very, very fast, but because of the COVID thing, yes, there is quite a beating which we have taken on our expansion plans at this point of time. It's a hard time for us because since the time it got started, March, April was really, really bad for us because of the lockdown situation. Nobody was able to travel across. There was no demand for the hotel rooms, and our revenue just plunged to zero. It's like we are not earning anything. So to keep the company floating, we took a very hard call, and we have to let go quite a lot of our friends on furlough, or people without pays and stuff like that. But we are quite confident that yes, things will definitely improve. Human beings being a social animal, they can't stay away. You're seeing the what is happening right now. Once the lockdown has got open, everybody's like on the roads, going out, trying to have safety measures. But you can't keep them aloof from people. So people will go out and they will do adventure things. They will go out. Everything will happen. Things will be back to normal, but it's going to take some time. And I think a lot of countries are already working on the vaccine, and there are quite a lot of progress which these guys have made. Once the vaccine is in the market, I'm sure things will be definitely improving really, really well. And that's what I feel. That's what we feel that in the coming days. Right now, the occupancies are back to around 25 to 30% in India. China is the market which is doing the best at this point of time. The occupancies are back to 50% level of the pre-COVID levels. And US, where I mostly work in, because I'm part of the US, North America, and the international expansion team. So US is also picking up at this point of time. And as we speak, almost like 35 to 40% of occupancies are back. So we are started making some revenues at this point of time.
That's great. That's nice to hear. So I've been in touch with a lot of my friends, or since I travel a lot and primarily hills are my go-to places. So I've been in touch with a lot of properties which are there in the hills, or maybe brands like Tree of Life and all these Chestnut Grove and all. So they are all promoting this very interesting concept that I'm seeing is the workation concept. So, the West always had the Wi-Fi tribe where people used to step up, go spend a vacation in Bali or Thailand and just work from there. But now, since it has become compulsory that everybody has to work from home, since the borders are opening up and each state has their own little rule that they are implementing. So these properties are actually enhancing the workation concepts where they're actually, they're getting orders, bookings for one month full.
Correct.
And I guess that's
I forgot to tell you that we have acquired a company by the name of Vacation Homes.
Okay.
And Bhura is also in Vacation Homes, and it's primarily a company from Europe. And if you see, they are the best performing assets at this point of time, and we are like EBITDA positive for that particular business. So
that's
people
amazing.
are booking their. Rightly said, the Vacation Homes business is doing very well, and we are seeing uptick on the bookings. At this point in time, people will travel a little later, but all the bookings have been done, and the occupancies are like 95% and stuff.
No, absolutely, yeah. So
really well.
True. So this is a very good sign, which I feel at least they are. You need to break that fear and move ahead, like cross and then step out. So that's how it's starting to happen. But that's a good move. Thank you, Rohit. Moving to Suchita Gotakuda. Ma'am, you have been a veteran, like I can see in the whole travel industry. You have been there through thick and thin. You have seen years of what has happened and all these up and down. So currently the scenario that we are in, how do you perceive it? What is your take on it? How good or how bad or how kind of comfortable is it for the travel world today is? Ma'am, you need to unmute yourself. There's an unmute button there. You just need to. Yeah, thank you.
You can hear me now?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Today everybody is aware what we are going through. So there's really nothing, to add to it. But yes, from our point of view, from the travel trade point of view, we are at a very, very low, no doubt about it. Talking from the point of view of operations and work and employment, yes, it's really very sad that there are people who've been, have lost jobs. Some are on very basic pays. So just trying to be visible and keeping the operations at the bare minimum so that, come tomorrow when things need to be revived, people are positioned in a level. Yeah, you don't have to again go back and do something. So that's how all the travel companies are trying to clip, cut, but keep a core there running, because we foresee that in the near future, let this crisis period go, and in the near future, maybe 2 months, 3 months ahead, we will start moving with at least domestic vacation.
Yes.
It could be in the form of weekend getaways, It could be a short haul of 3 nights, 4 nights, because people, after this stress and strain that people are going through mentally, yes, people are drained out of their finances, but nevertheless, we are human beings, and to keep ourselves alive and to look forward to any other work sphere, people need a break from this monotony that we're going through. So I'm sure those will start, help us to open up with small little business and then start rolling. And we nevertheless look forward to it, because we've been through thick and thin. There've been, economy, this Gulf War, etc. Demonetization, where the travel trade has been hit in very many ways, new taxations, GSTs. So they have given us setbacks. Yes, no doubt that it has not been this bad, but those have been setbacks. And we've tried to again recover different ways we have to find. So right now, from my experience of my, earlier people who've, I've grown up with in this travel trade, we've always thought, let's think outside the square. Yeah, which is very important. So right now, I think being visible and giving people the thought of showing people new destinations, which could, be their point of travel in the next few months, say after 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, whatever. And creating products. Right now, for me, that's become my, to keep myself live and connected. I'm trying to create new products which would, hit the market more after this phase of the COVID-19, with small little packages. And of course, when we are doing some research work, maybe, during our working time, we never find time to, look into, do some research work, some new destination, some nice place, some, remote place which gives us solace to somebody. So those are the things we can start working on, build our products, build those packages, 2 nights, 3 nights, whatever the duration, and be ready so that we can bounce back once, things start rolling.
That makes so much sense, because again, talking to people from the industry here earlier, because when I do these stories and all, so they also said like the weekend getaways are the first priority to be taken up, and also road trips. So people might avoid taking a flight or taking a train, but road trips are the most go-to thing that people are looking forward. So the nearest weekend places that one can head to, and even brands like Narendra Bhavan and other bigger brands, they are doing this very interesting cost cutting in terms of reducing the pricing, giving a percentage cut, doing these interesting packages. I guess that's also a way to lure people to come and stay with them. So that's kind of a very interesting, because you highlighted all of them. And I guess that's a way forward where people would be a little confident that they can move and take it up from there. That makes sense. Thank you. So moving to Rahul. Hi, Rahul.
Hi.
So how have you been? Are you based out of Bombay now?
Yes, that's correct. I am based out.
Okay. And I cannot compare which is worst hit, either Bombay, Delhi, or which is the place. So I guess we are all in the same boat. So, and let's just say hospitality is one of the worst hit again. Travel, yes, but I guess there are a few places we heard in the recent past shutting shop, putting down their shutters. And so that came as a little big blow. I mean, one of the best was, I guess, Le 15 of patisseries in Bombay, which shut shop for reasons. And there are a few more. But how do you perceive it? Because the fight is perpetual. A lot of 5 stars in Delhi, like most of them precisely, be it a Marriott, be it an ITC, be it anything, they have started, even your park and all, they have started home delivering food. That's the way forward. They're saying like fine dining comes home. Even your Jix Kalra's brand, Zorawar has started delivering on his brand. So do you really think, how do you think the way forward is going to be?
So this paradigm shift, I mean, internally within Marriott, we have termed it as the new normal, where
Yes.
Everything is now, kind of off the table, and it's about making a fresh start. So we are going right into basics. We are evaluating each and every aspect of our businesses and seeing what we can do to evolve, to kind of, customize our products and offerings in a way that could be, suited to these current situations. So whether it is hotel rooms, now we know that inbound business is probably going to be low because travel is clearly, not the focus, whether it is, tourism or corporate. Having said that, what do we do with the inventory of rooms that we have? So a lot of hotels, they are using it as meeting spaces where a lot of, companies are actually putting up their employees into hotel rooms, and they're fully functioning as offices. So there are always, ways that you innovate and you kind of try and maximize opportunities that come your way. And crisis is one of the, one way to view a crisis is also to keep an eye open on the opportunities that it can bring you. Just because, everyone says that there is grim news all around, that should not be the sentiment which should drive business, is what, I personally tend to believe. Having said that, there is a lot of, apprehension in the mind of young people who barely started working as, clearly in a lot of industries, people have been, sent on furlough or they've been laid off. There are students who are actually in colleges who are thinking what is going to happen, to us. Now, yes, in the immediate future to, let's say, the medium term, this might tend to, be a challenge because, there would be opportunities that would be limited in number, and there would be far much takers for, those positions. But there is, how do you say, every coin, every mirror has two sides. Just because somebody is, young or inexperienced, that doesn't mean that they are unemployable. On the contrary, they have more fresh energy, they have more ideas, they tend to be more innovative, they're easier to train. So there are a lot of, companies that are also looking at, hiring such people. And at Marriott, what we are doing is the people that, were let go, unfortunately, some of our colleagues, we are talking across sectors with which we do business. Clearly, there are some of them which are, doing really well. So we are always, kind of on the lookout, in touch with organizations, asking if they need people who, have the requisite hospitality skill set with them, and they can be employed immediately. So we are basically, kind of not just restricting ourselves to hospitality, but we are reaching out to pharma, we are reaching out to telecom, we are reaching out to far more, different divisions of the industry, and kind of, connecting people with opportunities so that nobody kind of, is affected severely because of it. We are trying to cushion the damage here. And when things obviously, come back to a sort of, favorable levels of what could be termed the new normal, I think, hiring might then see an uptick, and we might be able to, do better forecasting for business levels.
Yes, that makes sense, because I guess the first go-to prevention for a lot of brands were to fire. And that's where they did a damage control for themselves. First, the big chunk of people which have been fired across different brands, different industries. So I guess taking it slow, understanding the market, and then gauging what lies ahead makes sense. Then you hire. I also see you're already sitting with your gloves and all, with all.
Oh yes, absolutely.
So are you speaking from the hotel, if I may ask?
I am in my chef whites. I am at the workplace right now. And, it's something that we do. So there are very, very stringent processes that we've set up internally. Every 20 minutes we change service gear, people sanitize work surfaces, wash hands. There is a doctor who comes in who screens all the employees every alternate day. And anybody with the slightest of symptoms, we kind of take them out of operations and keep them under observation. So we are really, really kind of, trying to, kind of comply with whatever processes the government or WHO or, FSSAI is, asked to follow. And at the same time, we want to send the message out or give the assurance to our clients that, hey, it is, it's a phase. we are with you, we were with you, and even right now, we are trying to make the workplace as safe and secure for you as far as possible.
No, so exactly. So when I've been ordering food these days, just to with brands that I can trust precisely, I mean that needs to be there. So I've always seen they have this along with the slip that they attach. They have the server's temperature, they have the food temperature. So all these small so-called initiatives or the new things that has started up, I guess that's all going to make a difference.
Absolutely, I think these are great processes, and you know, the more number of people follow this and the more awareness we spread that this is something that's important because it affects everyone. I think more awareness will lead to, you know, more preventions.
True. That's absolutely. Thank you, Rahul. Thanks a lot. I come back to Ajanta again. So since you already mentioned that you have seen a little fall in terms of people registering for the cycling thing and coming up. So what is your go-to plan of action that you have taken, since there's a setback that every person is seeing and every person is strategizing according to their own demands or needs? What has been your way to deal with it?
I think the whole situation when it started off, when it started affecting the European countries sometime in Jan, Feb,
Right.
we got we were following the news over there, like in US and Europe, like there had been a cycling boom happening. And yeah, of course, in addition to our adventure tours, we also have retail stores wherein we sell bicycles. So that time we planned for our inventory such that so when India went into a lockdown in March, so our stocks were in transit or had already reached us. So when May the unlock happened, so we could cater to the demand. So that way, thankfully, like we were safe from the 1.5 month of lockdown, and also our tours and rentals program, we kept it on hold because the whole situation was evolving and we didn't know if we could cater to our clients. So since like March, we had halted our tour programs, and we also do lots of events like races, rallies, or bicycles. We had halted all of them. So right now, yeah, as you have spoken, like everyone was speaking about, say, people being, human beings being, I mean, social animal, they would obviously move outdoors. And as Suchida ma'am had told about, different weekend getaways and people doing more of domestic vacation, we are looking at the kind of programs which will take a smaller number of people on rides, say example, Guwahati to Meghalaya or say Arunachal nearby. People will ride along with small groups wherein we'll have bicycles. So bicycle is like the safest mode of transportation right now. And so people will go in small groups with families or friends that they're comfortable with, and they can go explore. And I mean, it will keep you safe as well as it will make you fit. So people are looking into fitness now. So I guess that's the way forward for us. So we are going to look into that in that criteria now.
That makes so much. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
I said that makes so much of sense, and also adding the fact, I mean, if COVID was not enough, Assam is hit by a flood again. So it's like you are like almost like in a situation like this side, and from both sides you've been in a fix. So it's all the more scarier, and times are getting, just because dealing with both things together, that takes a lot of effort that way, I guess.
Yes, it does. But I mean, that's how, we have to evolve. We have to find a solution. We can't just sit back and do nothing. I mean, we can't keep on criticizing our luck and stuffs like that. So, I mean, I just wanted to give an example of what's happening in cycling. Like in a small town, in a small town in Arunachal, there's a place called Tawang, which is a tourist destination for everyone. So Tawang sits at a height of around 10,000 feet, which is it's quite a height, and it's a terrain wherein the local people over there were not cycling, or cycling had not made any inroads into there. And recently there was a doctor, so he got transferred to Tawang, and he is an avid cyclist. So he started cycling over there. And since the lockdown happened over there, I mean, people did like to venture outside, but then I mean, when they saw the doctor cycling around in Tawang, they grew an interest for people to get into cycling, and somehow we got connected with them, and we have been able to supply say around 40 cycles in a month over there.
Wow.
So that's just us, and there are other local bicycle dealers over there. So I mean the number of people have boomed over there. So what we see now is now the people over there, they are going to respect cyclists whenever they go to Tawang, right? So the change. So the next time when unlock happens and when we can take our tourists over there on a bicycling trips, I'm pretty sure they will be much more welcomed over there than how it had been like a few months back. So I think that's there's a difference. I mean. Things are going to change the way the tourism sector has worked and the way people have seen. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to share.
That's a very interesting, also when you see someone in this crisis time actually doing something nice, you get motivated, you actually kind of try to follow. And when they saw, I guess, the doctor being safe and there's no harm in it, so I guess that's when they started replicating and cycling and moving ahead. That makes a lot of difference. So Rohit, we have a question for you from the audience. It says, what is the future of OYO life in India? I don't know. How do you like to take it?
Says that this point
Rohit,
of time, the entire leader.
Rohit, there's a problem with the internet. I guess your voice is just getting up.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Better, yeah.
Okay, so I said the future is bright, and entire leadership here in India and across the globe is working on how do we come back. And so what we are doing is that this is a time we are it's reflecting back to our processes, internal and external, what we are supposed to do, the safety of our customers, our partners, and our employees is of the most important thing at this point of time. So what the entire organization is doing is that we are looking into our processes, like it's rightly said, when there is a storm in the sea, what the fishermen are doing. The fishermen are sitting and they're trying to make their nets well, so that's what we are doing. So we are trying to improve on our technology. We're trying to improve on our dynamic pricing mechanism, what we are doing, and how can we help the asset owners increase their revenues once this pandemic is over. How do we increase their reach on the social media and stuff, the entire marketing stuff. So marketing teams are working on that particular various projects at this point of time. We are working with the asset owners and trying to educate them why safety is required. If we don't work on safety at this point of time, and people will not come back to us, and the leadership is taking the they're doing the walk the talk, and they themselves are going and started staying in the hotels themselves and trying to post their videos on the social media, so that people what we have, we are trying to showcase to the people that it's all safe if you guys come and stay in the OYO, so there's no problem at all. And that's where the occupancies have started coming in, and we are and that's what the studies are saying, that the budget hotel or the economy hotels will bounce back much more faster than the luxury segment at this point of time. But yes, we will be a little ahead of the curve from the luxury hotels. So the future is bright. We are working on all aspects of the hotel business at this point of time. So that's what my answer is.
So Rohit, have you guys started operations in India? Just trying to understand.
Yeah. So that's what I said.
Which
the
other
occupancy
places,
level.
which other cities have you operating now?
So wherever the lockdown got opened up, we have started operating there. Prior to the the lockdown, which it got open, so we had tied up with the lot of chief ministers and whosoever the front runners, who were the doctors and everybody. We were giving quite a lot of things to them on a discounted rates. People are coming from different locations. They have to go under quarantine. So we've been giving our hotel rooms to all the people there, and it's working on. It's perfectly working well. People are appreciating our services and the efforts which we are doing at this point of time. And it's not in India; it's across the world.
That's interesting.
In fact, In fact, in US, Vice President Mr. Pence and Ivanka Trump has also, appreciated our efforts, what we are doing in US for the frontliners.
That's nice.
Those who are working for us.
I have a question. I don't know how would you. So the thing is, see, since you have so many properties, let's just say considering India, there are so many properties across all cities and all states here. How are you doing that hygiene, sanitation, and the basic checks of like what is your criteria for making sure that everybody actually caters to the particular guidelines?
Correct. So, there is we have come out with the entire program, what exactly they are supposed to do. We are working with the partners. We are telling them that these are the things which we are supposed to do. And, on the front of sanitization, how we have to ensure that social distancing is maintained. We are providing some extra budget to the hotel owners so that they invest in those particular things and ensure that these things are available all the time, so that the guest experience is of the best standards which we can give it to them, and these guys can come back again if they feel safe. If they don't feel safe, nobody can come back. Because everybody goes and talks back, and that's what we are trying to do. So we are working with the asset owners. We are trying to, because we are maintaining social distancing wherever there is places where the lockdown is not there. Our teams are going back to the hotels and trying to ensure that these standards are met, and they are doing audits and everything to ensure that everything is in place.
That's nice. Thank you. Thanks a lot. That makes so much of sense, because at least everybody gets a clarity on how the brand wants to move forward. So moving forward to Suchita Di. Hello.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. Yeah. So you have, since it's lockdown and you say there's a time for research you're working with different brands and trying to re-strategize themselves. But how still you perceive it in terms of how many months? I mean, can we take it in a month's time? Can we take in 6 months as a window? And also when you're re-strategizing, what are the new things that you're thinking about the brand when you're planning things for them?
See, at the moment, to start off, maybe a month or two, we're hoping that by September, people's ideas about moving out for a weekend will open up. Because resorts accordingly are opening up at the end of this month. I've been checking on, small weekend resorts, say Kasman, Dharmani place, maybe Shantiniketan, where the weather is good after the rains. So these are the areas we foresee September. And all said and done, people in the month of October, or rather we'll put it as November, will start going for a little more stretched vacation time. 3 nights, 4 nights, maybe within the state, North Bengal, or a little bit outside. And we foresee that definitely short haul vacations will start off in November. We're hoping that. And definitely the vaccine has become a very important issue, because that put in place will give people the confidence to move out for longer distances, be it within the country, be it outside the country. They could start planning for next year if they know that, something of this type is in place for them to, protect them, give them the confidence. Because we do have people who are passionate about travel. Yes, people's finances at this spending at this zone is not on priority, definitely. But yes, this is also, I would say that giving people a pep up, positive energy, a break, brings in a lot of different approach in people's mind. When they go back to their work sphere, they would definitely be be able to give more output than just staying this lockdown period at home and not really moving out.
Yeah, that makes so much. That's very valid a point, because a lot of people have been inviting me to come to these nearby places in the hills and all, but then again I'm trying to see how sanitized they are, how good the property is in terms of what are they promising and what are they actually delivering. So you need to be very careful when you travel, because just for the heck of a stay or something, you just can't move forward. So
yeah,
I guess
I had a small point to say here.
Yes, please.
There are already, I've come across only day before yesterday, a professional from the hospital industry. Yeah, he used to be the CEO of Amri in Kolkata, etc. And he's come out, he's as a consultant now, he's approaching the hotels, yeah, which would, bring across this sanitization, etc., what we are doing at a very basic level or with new ideas. They have this accreditation called NABH, National Accreditation Board for Hospitals and Healthcare.
Right.
These are the people who, if they move into the properties and try to, bring in the audit of, bring it to the standard, which will be more safe for people, then I'm sure, people going out and, for these vacations will feel, much better, rather more safer.
True. So coming to Rahul back again. Hi. So I guess Abhishek is your colleague, right? Do you guys work together? Abhishek Basu?
Abhishek Basu, he is my counterpart, yes.
So Abhishek, I know Abhishek and Sarah as we are good friends there from Delhi, from Park Hotel.
Okay.
So yeah, the moment I saw Marriott, I was like, oh, Abhishek is, yeah. So tell me, you guys are always trying out new things and trying to make it work. But how difficult or how easy have you already started entertaining people as dine-in the hotel? Just trying to understand that.
So the local state laws do not actually permit us to, have external guests inside our restaurants. We said that the guests who are staying with us, who are resident, they definitely can dine. But right now, I think most of the hotels, including ours, are operating with the bare minimum number of restaurants because there is no demand primarily. But if you look at online menus, I think that's where everybody's kind of put their best foot forward, and they're offering all their restaurant brands online, and you could just sit in the comfort and safety of your home, and you could actually have a hotel meal experience delivered at your doorstep.
Exactly.
Breakfast or a brunch or any other for that matter.
Absolutely. Also, Rahul, I have a question here. So since brands like Marriott and other 5-star brands, you guys work with a lot of farm to table concepts where you work with fresh produce from the farms, and due to this lockdown, I'm sure that has seen a lot of setback, right? A lot of
Yes.
So how are you, because you have specific menus which actually highlight this kind of thing, and so this whole interesting concepts and being developed, and so how was this thing? Did you reinvent something new in this whole lockdown? Did you come up with something more that's viable, that's more easy to go?
So there are two parts to this particular question. For chefs like me, there is a certain amount of produce that we grow in the hotel on our own. We don't, rely on suppliers. And then there are tie-ups that we have with, particular farms and the overall wholesale market. Now, as far as our own ingredients are concerned, I don't think we've had a challenge. We did have a challenge in terms of, working in those little plantations because gardeners couldn't come to work. They were the migrant labor who actually, were forced to go home because of this. The overall, I must say that because of the lockdown, there was a lot of wastage that also happened with foods because the bigger markets were, forcibly closed. In order to maintain social distancing. And the other part is, whatever produce that came out was of such top quality that I actually called one of my suppliers saying that, you know what, in my 20 years of working in professional kitchens, this is probably the best quality of tomatoes that I've seen in my entire life. It was like a treat for the eyes, So, again, two sides to the same thing. One is the fact that yes, you get some really top-notch quality.
True.
But at the same time, you don't have takers for it because people are also skeptical of ordering from outside.
Yes, I guess and I guess that's why also we have seen a lot of videos and a lot of read on news where these farmers, when they had no way to send the crops that they have grown or the vegetables that they've grown to the market or to the respective places, they had to just throw it out, and that kind of is painful. That's painful.
I mean, that's really criminal. Food wastage.
Exactly.
Thought there cannot be any justification to waste food.
Yeah. So yesterday I was a part of the seminar called Food Security, and they were doing, so that's exactly what we were talking about. Like every morsel counts. And if you can contribute that to any plate or add that morsel in any plate, I guess that's the biggest good thing that you can do for yourself in each day. I mean, like wastage is literally criminal. Absolutely. So Rahul, we have a question for you. A piece of advice for youngsters who aspire to follow your footsteps. Basically, who wants to become a chef?
Okay. Here's the thing. I think if I can give a piece of advice, I'd like to break it down into a few bullet points. First is, I think, keep it real. This is a profession where, the outward factor and the perception because of social media, celebrity chefs, and the entire thing is, it could be misleading.
Yes.
The reality is often very, very far away from it.
Absolutely.
This is still an old school industry. Feeding people is kind of, it has never become fashionable, nor it has gone out of fashion. It's a basic requirement. The rules of the game remain the same. You should be prepared to work really hard. You need to have a passion for eating and cooking. Learning never stops. And like I said, the farther you travel, the more you read, the more you cook hands-on, the better and more, chef of substance you will become. And, even for me, like I am now an executive chef. I have reached the pinnacle of, the corporate hierarchy as far as corporate kitchens are concerned. I have very few options, as a chef. So even I, at this stage, am thinking that probably it might be a good idea to invest in education. You look at a mobile phone or you look at a program on your computer, that gets updated, upgraded, probably, every week. We are human beings. Learning does not stop when the college ends.
True.
At some point of time, you do really have to take a step back and think, how are you going to be relevant to the changing times, to the changing world? And if the answer is, I am not prepared or I'm not prepared enough, you probably should bite the bullet and, not kind of let it weigh against, ego. And it's always to go back, learn some new skill or possess new knowledge that could be useful or meaningful.
True. I guess the whole game is about evolving.
Absolutely.
So you evolve, you learn new tricks, you learn new traits, and you make yourself, like you set your own benchmark against your own self. I guess that's where everything boils down to. That makes sense.
Absolutely. That's true.
So I guess we had a very good discussion. Everybody had a very great input, sharing views. So as we come to the end of these webinar, so I would really like to extend my thank you to Rohit, to Ajanta, to Suchita, to Rahul, and really thankful because every input, I guess everybody attending the webinar today picked up their share of learning from whatever all of you have shared. And that means a lot because everybody is confused. Everybody has little uncertainties in their mind and they are looking for somebody who can maybe guide them, handhold them, or give a little piece of something that makes more sanity in today's time. So thanks a lot. And I hope we'll be catching up somewhere or the other again in future. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Before we end, to conclude, I wish to on behalf of NSHM Center for Innovation and Incubation. It has been an exciting, enriching, and very meaningful session. I wish to take this opportunity to thank Madam Sucheta for her encouraging talks on the way of promoting and emphasizing on domestic tourism. I thank Mr. Rohit for your insights into hospitality business, both nationally and internationally in the current scenario. Thank you, Chef Rahul, on your much needed encouragement for young professionals aspiring to join the industry in the near future. Your words mean a lot to boost their wounded aspirations, sir. Thank you, Chef.
And also, I might add that if somebody wants to reach out, they could do so via LinkedIn. They could message me their queries for those of them who were unable to ask a question. I'm more than happy to reply.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you very much. We'll pass on the message to all our students. Thank you, Madam Ajanta. Your wonderful words on a new horizon of Tourism Avenue. You surely aspire many young souls with your concept and work. Finally, it will be incomplete without thanking Madam Aindrila for your moderation, which really worked as a lifeline for this entire show, Madam. Thank you very much. I hereby, on behalf of NSHM team, sign off now as the host of this program, with the desire to engage with great professionals like you in the future, and request you all to keep encouraging young students like this. Thank you all once again. Thank you very much.